Happy National Kazoo Day! I want to share something that carries a lot of meaning in our family. It's simple, and it's playful, and it's a little bit silly. But it has also become one of the ways we practice ancestral connection in our home. One of the ways we connect past and present. And it starts with a kazoo. So what is a kazoo? A kazoo is one of the simplest instruments you can make music with. You don't blow into it like a flute or a whistle. Instead, you hum. When you hum into a kazoo, it makes a small piece of paper or a membrane inside vibrate, and that vibration creates the buzzing sound we all recognize. If you can hum, you can play a kazoo. Kazoos belong to a group of instruments called mirlitons. Instruments like this have existed for a very long time in different parts of the world. People have used vibrating membranes to change their voices and make playful sounds for centuries. The kazoo we know today began taking shape in the United States in the 1800s. A man named Alabama Vest had the idea for an instrument that would change the sound of your voice using vibrating membranes. He worked with a German instrument maker named Thaddeus von Clegg, and together they helped create what became the American kazoo. Over time, other makers refined the design and began producing kazoos more widely. One of the most well-known places connected to kazoo history is Eden, New York, where kazoos were made and shared with people all over the country. The kazoo became popular because it is easy to use, it's inexpensive to make, and full of personality. It wasn't just a toy. It was used in bands, recordings, and performances. Even well-known musicians have included kazoos in their music. The kazoo actually fits well in my own family history. In her autobiography, my grandma wrote about being in a kindergarten rhythm band. Each child brought an instrument from home, and she brought her mother's kazoo. Because the kazoo is so easy to play, my grandma didn't need lessons or training. She could just join right in. She even has a picture of herself in her kindergarten band uniform. I love that. It shows how this little instrument wasn't just something people listened to. It was something families shared. It was something children could use. It was something that helped them feel like they belonged to the music. And what makes that even more special to me is that long before I knew about my grandma's kazoo, our family had already made the kazoo part of our own story. Years ago, a friend casually mentioned that her family was celebrating National Peanut Butter Cookie Day. I remember thinking, there's a holiday for that? She told me there are all kinds of little random holidays that people choose to celebrate just for fun. And I knew instantly my family would love that idea. It didn't take long before celebrating random holidays became a small but meaningful part of our family rhythm. National Kazoo Day, at the end of January, quickly became one of our favorites. In the past, we have bought kazoos, but we've also made them. We've made them out of paper rolls with tissue paper and rubber bands. We've tried tongue depressors. We've used old markers. We've even carved a few kazoos out of wood. They're never perfect, but that's part of the fun. They're loud and a little silly and full of laughter. Now that I know my grandma once brought her mother's kazoo to her kindergarten rhythm band, this holiday feels even richer. What started as a fun random celebration has quietly become part of our living history. These small traditions matter. They give my children memories. They give us shared stories. They give us moments of connection and creativity. And one day, these are the kinds of things my kids can carry forward into their own families. Sometimes living history doesn't start with old documents or photographs. Sometimes ancestral connection doesn't start with research or charts. Sometimes it starts with a simple hum and a kazoo.